Pascal, ich habe morgen eine Lateinarbeit. Hilfe, die ist so schwer. Ey, hello 1602, you know? Quickly for you in German. Ey, ich war auch vorher ganz heftig mit Latein am struggeln. Versuch einfach irgendwie die Sachen zu übersetzen und Vokabeln zu lernen. Also die Grammatik hat mir auch immer geholfen, aber dieser Übersetzungsteil, der hat mich immer so runtergezogen, deswegen, ich hoffe, du packst das. Drück dir die Daumen. Yeah, guys, someone asked in the chat, like with a Latin test, you know, and I gotta be honest, in Latin was a class in high school which I struggled the most with, you know. Is Latin a compulsory subject in Germany? Compulsory means what? That you can choose? Required. No. So, how it was. We have Latin and, you know, in the 6th grade, when everybody is sitting the 6th grade in Germany on the high schools, you know, we have 3 different types of high schools, and on the high school type where I was in, that you also need to have to study in the future, you can choose between French and Latin. At least it was in my school like this, in the 6th grade, and I chose Latin because I thought I'm gonna study to become a vet, and therefore I need some Latin. In the end of the day, it turned out that I studied law, and actually Latin helped me there a lot. Or not a lot, but it was kinda nice, you know, like you had already some fun facts in your head that were definitely beneficial, I would say, you know. Isn't Latin hard to learn though? Yeah, Latin, this is the stuff, guys. Like when you learn, for example, French, when you learn Spanish, like we could also learn Spanish in the 8th or 9th grade, something like this. You know, you can practice this with your friends, you know, but Latin is, you can't speak that, you know, like nobody in the world is speaking that. Only a friend of my mother, her son says he speaks Latin, but I have the feeling that's kind of kept. And yeah, otherwise you can't practice it. You can only translate. It's really a dead language, you know. We didn't have a choice. Germany was compulsory. But did you had to do Latin or French? In Germany, it's actually a big point, you know. That's the point. No one speaks it 100%. It just, oh, Lulu is in the chat. Hello, Lulu. It's really, yeah, just a dead language, you know. I can see why we learned it, because it was so important for like human history and all, but for some reason you kind of have to, yeah. Braucht man, um Anwalt zu werden, fürs Jurastudium Latein? Nein, 0%. Nein, also es gibt so ein paar lateinische Begriffe, weil Jura lateinisch geprägt ist, aber das brauchst du auf jeden Fall überhaupt nicht. Ich musste Latein machen. Du hast keine andere Wahl? Okay, some people in the chat even had to do it, you know. If I ever get kids, I'd really ask them to learn languages, and as well in an early stage. Yeah, I think, yeah, if you, yeah, I don't know. So we had this, I can remember this in school time, you know. Hey, I don't know if we even talked about this already, but yeah, maybe then it doesn't matter. Like kids who grew up, you know, obviously when you're in an early stage, you can learn languages so much quicker than other people. So therefore it would be kind of beneficial to teach your kids as many languages as you can when they grow up. But for some reason, I have it in my head that those kids have like word finding difficulties, you know, because they have so much stuff in their head, so many different words for a specific topic, that they are kind of struggling with that. But yeah, that's what I had with being bilingual. Being bilingual is kind of hard, tough. Like sometimes I remember things in one language and forgot in some other language. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is exactly what I was trying to say. That is kind of shitty, no? At one point, if you have, like, I think 2 languages are kind of cool, and then your kid maybe can go for the next one, no? If it wants. And obviously I'm also not a big fan of like, okay, hey, I want that my kid's gonna be smart, so I'm gonna teach him all this stuff, you know. In the end of the day, he should, or she should, decide it, you know. We had 3 languages to learn: English, Hindi, Marathi. English being the first language, Hindi being the second language, and third language being Marathi. It's a local state language. You could switch in second and third language. Okay. So, Aaron Joseph, is your best language then really English? When you say it's because it's like the first language, you don't want to confuse the kids. Hell yeah. I'm trilingual. I'm not. I skipped too many classes in Tamil. Tamil hast du Latein bis zu 12 Wörter gelernt, abgewählt. Direkt abgewählt. Wirklich, wo ich dein Latinum hatte, abgewählt. How are people learning so much just to German and English, left Hindi in the ninth? I feel he need to learn his family language, but English first and third Spanish or something. Yeah, but this whole, like, it's obviously cool if your kid, but for some reason it's also nice to let your kid breathe, like, otherwise he's only learning languages, when he has to learn 3 languages in the beginning. In Switzerland we have to learn German, English and French, and later you can decide between more French or Italian, because you have to learn a second native language. Okay. Yeah, okay, but it's also a difference. We had now, because I understood the comment like this, like, you teach your kid, like you, for example, we all can speak 2 languages, I would say, at least, like our native and English. If you don't, completely okay, by the way, if you only speak English, or whatever. But I thought about, like, when your kid comes to world, and then you teach him instantly, like, 2 languages. And I have the feeling, because in school I could learn German, then Latin, English, I could technically French, and I could technically do Spanish, and some of my friends did that, and guess what, they can only speak English and German, In my school there was 3 options, German, Spanish and English, and I've decided most sheep want Arabic being a student. Hey, but yeah, I think it's also a difference if you can speak like those, like, Arabic is, for example, so cool because it had different letters and all. But I speak English better than Arabic. I don't understand Arabic as much as English, although I'm Arabic, that's the thing. Lulu, you are, I didn't know. Pascal, tu parles français, alors, yeah, oui. Isn't Arabic more difficult? I have no idea. It looks difficult. My, I had this English teacher, shout out to Ali, and he said it's actually not that hard. Like, if I want, he said, I could quickly come in it than I think. Not really, that is how I used to be in schools. I'm a polyglot. I never heard about that. I'm a polyglot. I know English, Malayalam, Hindi, Marathi, a bit of Gujarati and German. That's actually crazy. Polyglot? I never heard about that. We are forced to learn Arabic and English, and then we have the choice to learn French and Hindi or Spanish, so I choose French, so I learned English, Arabic, French besides my family languages. Hey guys, I see we have like the language experts in the chat. Polyglot is a person who knows a lot of languages. Hey, that is actually, I didn't know. Okay, thanks so much. It is what it is. Hey, but I actually have a question, guys. For the people in the chat, who use Duolingo. I saw yesterday something that I found really, really interesting. Therefore, I wanted to ask you guys. So, like, for everybody who's not using Duolingo, start using Duolingo. It's kind of funny that the whole chat is using it. That would be kind of funny. Anyways, so I saw yesterday something, because I was actually curious. There's this score thingy, like, what is your score in a language, And then I found on the Duolingo website, there's like different levels when it comes to speaking a language, from A1 to C2. And maybe you guys already know that, but I just found out because I'm not an OG on Duolingo. Look, this is, okay, there's now in German, but it is what it is. I think the numbers are understandable anyways. Look. So, which score do you have in Duolingo, in your language, in your own language? I would be actually kind of interested in that, if you have a score, like the score you can see on top, failing the friends. 9, okay, 9, then you are early level of A1, but not A1. Someone has to at least break the 10. And I see my score, you have your thing, and then you see, for example, my score in French at the moment on Duolingo is 15. I think 15, yeah, 15. So I'm also an early A1. But I'm not, early A1, so not so good actually. But I just started since 60 days. I got my B1 in Spanish, though the official exam was not through Duolingo. Obviously. I also don't do official things with Duolingo. I also did my CAE. That had nothing to do with Duolingo, but I still think it's kind of cool, -14. Okay, also early A1. Do we have anybody advanced in Duolingo, or are we all chilling in the A1 zone? That can't be it, guys. 32 in English. Waffe is 32 in English. Finally, A2 level. I guess your English is so much better, but in Duolingo it's A2. Huh? See. Minus 24. Okay. Close to the A2 zone. 5 more steps. And I think this is actually... yeah, here. This is actually more interesting than the whole... You know, for example, I saw, when was it? Like a few days ago on the train I did Duolingo. You know, just to, I don't say that this is the key of learning a language, hell no, you know, but I just think it's better than nothing. We chilling, yes sir. And bro, my friend is on 1,400 days, and that is what I meant. Like, I saw a person in my league, and he's doing it since 7 years. But I would be actually interesting, like, not the flames are interesting, it's interesting what level does he have, you know? Because, yeah, mine is 129 in English and 60 in German. Damn! 1 level more, Pranami, and you're in the C1, C2 zone. How cool is that? Let's go! My English is C2, yeah, my official English is C1 from the CAE exam, but yeah. Anyways, any to them ways, you know? 129, damn, how many hours on Duolingo is that? Because when I'm... crazy. Anyways, okay, we'll go for the next 60. Back to those.